The 2027 elections is going to be very, very tough for the Fulani. I repeat, the 2027 presidential, governorship, whatever elections is going to be tough for the Fulani. They are very much aware of the game, the politics that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is playing in the north, bringing division, separating the middle belt from the Fulani Hausa. And however, maybe before 2027, the Hausa will discover that they are a voting bloc and distance themselves from the Fulani. The Fulani are aware of this kind of game. They are very, very familiar with the kind of game, the politics that Tinubu is playing. Tinubu is using the politics that they are very good at and using it to play them. Now the middle belt is coming out. Their youths are speaking up at this point in time. Look at what the Fulani said on Twitter recently. They are using a divide and conquer tactic. That is the tactic of the Fulani. They are using a divide and conquer tactic on Arewa ahead of 2027. They have lost the trust of Northerners. And the only way they can win Arewa is by turning brothers against one another. I don't know if some of our elders will fall for this, but I'm very sure that the majority of the youth will not fall. This is from a Fulani. They understand the politics that's being played in the north. It is the northwest that will determine whatever is going to happen all over the north, because middle belts have gone. P2B is going to cause a division down north. Share the votes. If there's no alliance with P2B and Atiku, that means Tinubu will coast to victory. Before 6 hours, you see the results. Tinubu will beat. The Fulani are just doing all they can to make sure they stop Tinubu from becoming president 2027. And I've told them that there's nothing you can do, because at this juncture, what the president is doing, restructuring, we are all in support of it. We are not, we the Igbos, as we speak, they are not concerned about whether it is Yorubanization. We understand that a seed is being planted. Buhari started with planting that seed. In fact, it is the Fulani hegemony, the cabals, the Fulani cabals, controlled cabals, that started this divide and conquer tactic. They planted a seed of discord among Southerners. That's why the Southwest and the Southeast, they hate themselves. I'm telling you the big truth. They cannot come together and have a consensus on unity, on some grounds, on some, even the support that the Southeast, in a way, shadow support the South is giving to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The APC, Ronu, and APC conservatives, or whoever conservatives, they are not okay with that. They don't even care. They are not concerned about whether you are supporting Tinubu. If you go on Twitter, on social media, you see they are lambasting the north, they are lambasting the east. However, this discord was planted by the Fulani. So what Tinubu is using against the Fulani, Arewa is the Fulani word. What Tinubu is using against Fulani is of their own making. So why complaining? Now let's look at reactions. Somebody says, no one is dividing whatever was never united. It was a fraudulent takeover by Usman Dan Fodio. Hausawa Sansa movement has taken over. They are gradually waking up. There's nothing that Tinubu is doing now that will not be what Tinubu is doing. What this man is doing will bring disaster up north. I've said it. You don't know President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Forget he's a Yoruba man. Forget he identifies with Yoruba, but I don't see him as Yoruba. But forget he's a Yoruba man. This guy is a special breed. He's not a leader, but he's a politician. Politician par excellence. He's very, very cunning and can go to any length to get what he wants to get. You see the tax bill, Tinubu would not assent to it as expected. There will be a power play. Look at the local government of autonomy. Look at how he was able to implement the local government. No fight. Nobody drag anybody. Local government are now autonomous. Under Buhari, they were moving front and back. They were dragging from here to that side. Under Jonathan, the same thing. But under this guy, the way this guy just achieved the local government autonomy is beyond. It is because he wants to get 2027. So whatever he's doing that seems to be something in the right direction, there is another motive behind that. You know that if the local government is independent, governors might be used as puppets. Governors might not be able to control the local government. If the local government is getting finance from the center, governors might be incapacitated, might not be that influential. Unlike the last election, a governor went against the will of the people, and all the votes went in the direction of the place the governor wanted. That is Rivers State Governor, former Rivers State Governor. People wanted Labour Party, but he himself, because he has control, he's going to give you local government. Shebi na him go give you money every month. If he tell you to do something and refuse to do it, he will instigate people in that local government to remove you. The councillors will be. So now the ability of the government to control their structure is taken away from them by the federal government with this local government autonomy. So that one is for politics. Now he's going down north and he's destabilizing them, removing the wheat from the chaff. All of a sudden, you see that nobody is focusing on him. He's causing division in different regions. In the southwest, many people have been activated to carry one form of propaganda or the other, or campaign against the southeast. So they are hitting from two sides. This one will hit the north politically. They will bring policies that the north will not be okay with. So they will be dragging that one. They will forget about Tinubu and his governors. The southeast, Armed Forces Remembrance Day, somebody will just wake up from the other side of the bed and start talking about what happened in 1967. And let's even go back to the killing of Sir Adnan of Sokoto. When he was killed, the North had a revenge. Then why keeping that in mind? The North had a revenge, and millions of Igbos were killed. Yes, until today, it is still happening. But why would somebody? So it is a game that is being played by Tinubu. If you don't sit down and look very well, so many propaganda flying up and down. But how do we focus on the propaganda the government is bringing? Whereby some people are attacking themselves in the east, some people are attacking themselves in the north. Even in the parties, the opposition parties, one person is having issue with this person, that person. The guy is just playing politics, pure politics, and this is the person that the Northerners are saying is the one-term president. You have not started. You don't know anything yet. You understand what is happening when they separate the Hausa, because that is possible. Somebody said, a Fulani said that these people that are talking, what you are talking online is not applicable offline. That the way Fulani and the Hausa are connected, intertwined, they are inseparable. Religion first before tradition. Okay. Why is it that? One of the reasons why we said that we don't want Islam in the south is because of these Fulanis that are using Islam as a guise for conquest. So why is it that an Hausa man cannot be the Sultan of Sokoto? An Hausa man cannot be the Emir? When you ask these morons these questions, they will dodge it. Why is it that an Hausa man cannot be the Sultan of Sokoto? Since you are joined together and this and that, you see them as slaves. And the funny thing there is that the Hausas will be looking and they will be saying these things with pride. And they will find it difficult to liberate themselves. At least even make an attempt. It is Nnamdi Kanu that came to that time and started all this resistance. People started rising up from here and there, and the emancipation. Because Nnamdi Kanu talked about the Fulani extensively. Almost 60% of his broadcast was on the Fulani and the British. Almost 60% of his broadcast. He was talking about history. Go back and listen to that guy. He really finished the Fulani. So people were enlightened to, okay, this is the plan of the Fulani. That's why I like the Yorubas. Very, very intelligent set of people. Now, you want to bring Sharia into the southwest. Until you make a Muslim, a Yoruba Muslim, the head of Islamic affairs in Nigeria, that is the Sultan of Sokoto, before we agree. We know that an Igbo person cannot even go there. So why are they bringing your religion to the southeast, whereby the only level, you know the kind of position you can give other people except the Fulani. You know what you are doing. So now 2027 is going to be very, very hot for the Fulani. They will find it difficult. Nobody is going to come and start bragging and say not to remember. Nobody. Anybody saying it is just saying it by mouth, because people are getting ready, dusting their voters card. Since it is vote, people are dusting their voters card. People are forming alliances. people are getting ready, fortifying their regions, and making sure that there's no trespass of who? Especially the Fulani. Although the Southwesterners are seeing the Igbos and the Fulani as expansionists. Yes, but on the Igbo part, I don't understand why they see them as expansionists. Because I've asked this question many amount of times. If you're watching me, if an Igbo comes to a place, he's not going to grab a land. You are going to bring advertise for sale. He's going to use his money to buy it. Abi, he comes, he rents your shop. Most of these people that sell houses, they deceive some of these Igbos and they lose their properties. So how are they expansionists? There's a 1999 constitution that empowers a Nigerian to go anywhere and live anywhere and vote anywhere. And the Igbo comes to the Southwest because there's opportunities. He created opportunities in the Southwest, especially Lagos. And he comes and wants to get involved in politics as a Nigerian, so that he can better his society and community. Then he's been said that he's becoming an expansionist. Okay, because of the number of people in Lagos, because of the way Lagos is seen as a land of opportunities, whereby almost every Nigerian is represented in this Lagos, and Igbo man wants to pick a chance to be in his leadership. You disagree? If Lagos were to be like other states, you can't compare Lagos to Abia State, because the number of Southwesterners that live in Abia State cannot form a quorum. If you have number of Southwesterners living in Lagos, Southeasterners living in Lagos, the same measure we have in Abia State. Abia State will have Yoruba representative because of the number of the interests. I told you, population is power, population is resource, population is revenue. That's why when you look at the sharing formula of the value added tax, you see equality, population, and derivation. So population is key. China has population, and it uses its population wisely to produce wealth for the country. So I don't see whoever that is being capitalist, or it is mouth, and they are just saying by mouth. Most of the people that are saying Lagos is no man's land, can you point out anybody that have told me that Lagos, that is saying that Lagos is no man's land? Watch the person carefully. That person does not have a house in Lagos. That person does not have interest in Lagos. It is all these riffraffs that you find somewhere around. They will just come and say Lagos is no man's land. No. But we know that the common enemy is the Fulani terrorist hegemony fundamentalists, Islamic fundamentalists. They are the ones that are terrorizing every sector of the country. And Tinubu, using Mumu ticket, Muslim ticket, wants to break their backbone. They are going to have it tough. I've never seen the North so humbled under Tinubu's regime. The North is so humbled, I tell you. The North is so humbled. Now, let's move on to the next one. You see, the IG of Police and the Minister of Police Affairs presenting the budget to the lawmakers. You saw that video where that Ebonyi senator stood up and left. There was an Akwa Ibom senator seated with the Ebonyi senator. The Akwa Ibom senator was the one that raised the issue of whatever happened. We all know what happened. The reports read by the police inspector, IGP, is different from the reports they gave some of the members. That is corruption at its highest peak. Somebody brought his report before the house, and you already have a different booklet that you have prepared from wherever you have prepared it from to give some certain persons. While the main report is with some people. And these guys that kind of disrespect is beyond disrespect. And I told you before, who are those feeding the North? It is the South. Look at the man from the Southeast and look at that man from the South. These two people, their regions are the one that is feeding. Two of them, as you see them, their regions are the one that is feeding Nigeria. Whoever you are, from the Southwest to the Southeast to the North, whoever you are, they are the ones feeding Nigeria. But look at them in the house, raising a concern. And many of them, other persons, are Northerners. And the Igbo senator was angry. He stood up and he protested. He left. I thought the Akwa Ibom guy was going to follow him and leave. He sat down there. But you know what the Northern senators were talking? Go, go. People that are sustaining the nation, that are regions are sustaining the nation. The other people as parasites, carry agbada, carry everything. Parasites. Parasites. Look at the tax bill. It is mainly because of the North. That's why we are not moving on with this tax bill. Parasites, you see them stand up in the house because of one Nigerianness. You bring one Nigeria into the fore. And how someone that cannot, the Fulani controlled northern politician that cannot think for himself. All they know is to go to the house. Corruption, they are the number one. Corruption. And they are so religious to the extent that they want to bring Sharia into the Southwest, say the Southwest don't know. And the Southwest told them, if this Sharia, if you cannot apply it to your leaders, don't bring it here. If this Sharia, if you cannot make a Yoruba Muslim, the Sultan of Sokoto, don't bring it here. We don't want. They did a video. That's why I like the Yoruba elders. They know how to tackle issues. Unlike our Igbo people. They'll just be looking at you, They look at you. Look at Ezendigbo of Lagos. Look at the judgment given on Ezendigbo. He was parading a title that was not authorized by the Lagos state. So if I have a title, I call myself Christian, one of Lagos. You are saying I'm operating illegally. God. And people just intentionally give out judgments. It shows the kind of country we find ourselves. Our leaders are watching. Nobody is fighting for the man. An Igbo socio-cultural group is not standing up for one of their own. Even though if their own went astray, they have not even put out a statement. They have not shown concern for one of their own. Someone that represent Igbo heritage. They will just sit and be looking, with big stomach, drinking wine. See, there's a day I will dedicate to blast these men. I told somebody that, who are those in Ohanese? Retired old men that don't know what else to do but want to be relevant. They are the ones that are in Ohanese. Retired old men that don't know what else to do. They are looking for a place to be relevant. That is where you find them. Look at Ezendigbo of Lagos. Look at how he was disgraced. They know they had nothing on him. They could not prove. But they just wanted, instead of Ohanese, somehow a respected organization that represents the Igbos, lobby and help talk to the Lagos state government, do press releases and take action, nothing. But you see on this Sharia issue, you see how the Yorubas came together, both the Muslim, the traditional, the Christian, all of them came together and said, no, no, no to. They tackled the issue headlong. Look at how they tackled Sunday Igbo's issue. That is another thing. So we know the common enemy, which is the Fulani, that has been their long-term ambition. They are very, very good Fulani people. Very, very good. Good to a fault. Even much more better than Igbo. They are Fulani that are much more better than Igbo people. Better than Yoruba people. But we know the collective aim of their people, their tribe. And it's clear over the years. Now, Sir Arewa Sokoto, Ahmadu Bello, he said the Igbos were taking over. Ask him the question, how are they taking over? They come, they go to school, they write your exams, they pass. You are the one that was, they pass the competency test, the qualification test. They follow through every right procedure. And they perform others. They become brighter than others. It was a merit system in the north. That's why you find them all over the Northern Civil Service. But yet you had hatred because you are a jihadist. You want to spread Islam by force, by fire. When you say by force, by the Christian communities during the Sir Arewa Sokoto's time knew what they saw with their eyes. They knew how they suffered under this man, because this guy is a jihadist, a bigot, an Islamic extremist that wants to wipe away anything Christianity and instills Islam. He said that the Atlantic Ocean, we are going to dip Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. That means they are conquering down south. So all of a sudden, you are just hating. So these are the mindset of these two people. But yet, we continue to push. Because I know, I've told you before, there's no one way to the farm. I will repeat it. There are different ways to the farm. Biafra is coming for sure, and it's coming for sure. We are here together. We are here. You use eyes and see it. We are here. I've done most predictions, and most of these predictions have come to pass. I'm not a seer, I'm not whatever, but I have an intuition. that I noticed some things. Most times, the reasons why I'm even doing this broadcast is because I do my analysis behind the scene and I see the accurate predictions and everything. I see the way I put out a point and people are saying, well, this point is great and okay. You will see before your eyes, this Biafra of a thing. You will see it. If it's not coming from Arewa or Nnamdi Kanu, you will see that the people that you never expected that will bring about this Biafra agitation will be the ones that will, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. But let's look forward to a Tinubu 8 years. Nothing can stop him. Nothing. Not even the Fulani. What, do we have Fulani? Are they important anymore? They are just making noise now. You see, the narrative has changed. Nobody is going to acknowledge the fact that the North will remember. The North has votes and everything. Even though they are planning on the ground to make sure that they deliver every polling unit with their criminality, the current administration will tell them that if it's criminality, if you want to play us criminality with criminality, we are in power, we'll teach you how to play criminality.